We will hold the fifth season of this symposium, which titled is Composite. Sorry for being late. We have a little bit technical problem. So let's start with our invited speaker, who is Professor Seshadri Ramkumar. He will make a presentation about a speech. He will make a speech on sustainable and advanced industrial fabrics. Before starting, I want to introduce the Professor Ramkumar. He is a full professor in the Department of Environmental Toxicology at Texas Tech University. His research focuses on developing value-added materials using nonwoven and nanotechnology. He supervises the Nonwoven and Advanced Materials Laboratory at TTU. He currently holds 2 US patents and US pending applications. And he will make his speech on, again, sustainable and industrial fabrics. Professor Ramkumar, the floor is yours. You can start. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. And good evening to everybody there. And good morning here. First, let me extend my congratulations to the team of friends from Turkey in organizing the 10th International Fibers and Polymers Research Symposium, and a special thanks to Professor Ali Damir, Professor Yusuf Ulkay, whom I know for a long time, more than 23 years now, and also to Mr. Gorsal. This is the first time I have met him virtually, but he had been kind to respond to my emails. Thank you, sir. With that introduction, I'm going to quickly jump onto the presentation I've been asked to do as an invited speaker. First, it's a humbling experience as well as an honor to participate in the forum, where leading academics from Turkey, budding scientists like Gorsal from Turkey, eminent speakers from Czech Republic, I guess Belgium and United States are all participating. So thank you again. So what am I going to talk? I'm going to talk about a thing which is very relevant now for the textile sector. And Turkey is a giant in the textile sector. So we chose a topic that would be of some interest, and it would kindle some interest in applied research among fellow scientists and academics. This work was predominantly done by my graduate student, Vinitkumar Singh. Now he has become a manager, global manager at Glatfelter, an international company in the nonwovens and technical textiles. With that, what we are going to talk is going to be of immediate interest to the textile industry, where the industry is moving. The industry, first and foremost, particularly with what we are facing now on the volatility and the cost issues in cotton. Turkey is one of the leading producers of cotton textiles, so as India. So it is creating a lot of heartache among the textile industry people on the volatility we are facing with cotton. But cotton is very important textile fiber because it is very important for sustainability. And can we develop cost-effective products? And if the price of the raw material is skyrocketing, how do you manage this situation? That is what we are going to do here. As long as you develop a cost-effective product that finds advanced application, you could manage the cost of raw material. And that by doing so, we are exploring new markets. So what are the applications we can target with textile materials, particularly fibers? 2 major things. This has come loud and clear after COVID-19 that nobody had ever thought that textiles will be a talk on the kitchen table, whether it's United States or Turkey or India or Bangladesh. Nobody thought that textile materials such as face masks, PPE, surgical gowns, drapes, and wipes would occupy a kitchen table discussion on everyday talk shows around the world. Some support it, some don't support it, but still on par with things like economy, on par with things like cancer, on par with things like mRNA vaccine, because textile materials can do 2 things. That 2 advanced textile materials can do 2 things. One, it is going to enhance human health. Prior to the widespread availability of vaccine, guess what? Which saved the world? It's a simple face mask that saved the world. Nobody would have thought. People working in textiles or people working in nonwovens would have never thought that this situation will come. There we go. For 3 years in a row, textile materials have been saving life. And the second thing is protect the environment. Why this is important? Because while we are discussing too much on COVID-19, rightfully so, another thing we should not miss is the global warming. So in 2015, according to Paris Agreement, 196 countries signed on to make sure that the global temperature doesn't rise above 1.5 degrees or 2 degrees centigrade. 1.5 may be a tall order to reach. So that's very important. And textile, being a heavy manufacturing based industry, has a significant role to play. And then second thing is textile also consumes energy, different forms of energy. So there are a lot of things textile industry can do. And if the products, what we develop, like great companies like Sabansi and other things, develop in manufacture in Turkey, if we could focus on two things, the textile materials, I'm not saying that we should ignore fiber to fashion supply chain. That is the bedrock of the textile industry. But we have to work beyond the commodity and beyond the regular conventional fiber to fashion supply chain. And we have to focus on two products. Two products, it's a broad range. I'm just giving a category. One, textile products that will enhance human health. And then the textile products and textile processes that can save the environment. That's what we are going to talk. And what is the situation? Why we are talking about sustainability? I'll take you a thing, an aspect which is again in prominence, which is again in broadsheet newspapers, which is again in the bigger news circle, is the microplastic issues in ocean. This is the typical wipe, typical synthetic based melt-blown web people are using, because it is cost effective and the raw material is available in plenty, which is nothing but polyolefin. So this is the situation. But then this leads to a lot of microfiber pollution in the ocean. So what is the relevance of sustainability? I'm going to tackle this subject from environmental point of view. The current widely used melt-blown synthetic webs lead to, not all, but majority of them lead to microfibrils, and that will lead to pollutions, and that will lead to, and there are more and more medical scientists are finding these debris not only in the ocean, but also in human fecal material and human tissues as well. So this is the situation. So what is the issue? Microplastic issue. Can we take a textile material which is sustainable and then replace this synthetic absorbent wipes? Why these are used? These are used in the ocean as well as in pipelines, oil pipelines, where there is a oil spill, particularly crude oil spill, and over the year, crude oil is found to be carcinogenic. So a lot of implications. So I'm going to tackle the two subjects: environmental remediation, protecting the environment, as well as saving human life. And that is the reason I have particularly chosen this product, sustainable oil absorbent material, aimed to replace synthetic material. I'm very careful. I'm not saying we are going to totally replace. We are aiming. That is what academics and researchers do. So the relevance of sustainability is take the issue of microplastic pollution in the ocean that has catastrophic effects on the environment as well as human health over the long time. Can we develop sustainable advanced textiles? Yes. So this is the question. Like we do every research, I have listened to presentations by the colleagues. Of course, I am very ignorant with the Turkish language, but it's so rhyming and beautiful. But I could glean from the slide that this is what it is. Every research presenter had an hypothesis. So my hypothesis here is, can we develop sustainable, but at the same time advanced textiles, right? So if you are developing an advanced textile that could save the environment and also improve human life, consumers are not worried about the cost because it is tackling two major issues. So I'm going to give you an example and a case point, and then I will also try to do demonstration if time permits. Now, this is the situation. Right after 2010, when the Deep Horizon spill occurred in Louisiana coast in the United States, people were scrambling to find solution. By the time people were trying to find solutions such as booms and other materials, already 4.2 million gallons of crude has been spilled in the ocean. So it is not only in the ocean. When it gets spilled in the ocean, it has a lot of ramification, economic ramification, social ramifications, and so on and so forth. So this is the cause. The cause is human health as well as economy. So a lot of techniques they tried, booms, skimmers, and my work predominantly, our work. So I charged Vinitkumar Singh, who went on to climb on the ladder in the industry now, asked him to come up with a sorbent, but that sorbent should not lead to microplastic pollution in the ocean. That is very important. So that's what we did. So I'm going to show you the results. So oil sorbents, we are trying to explore different types of oil sorbents, natural materials, polymers. Of course, the industry is well aware of melt-blown synthetic sorbent. So I'm not touching that. And then other processed materials. So, and the result was so good that it got published in major magazines such as American Chemical Society's Industrial and Chemical Engineering Research and so on and so forth. So I'm going to present this result. Crude oil, two things. We are normally used to using simulants because we are all lab scale scientists, but we were able to use crude, real crude, Texas crude, and I'll show you the results how cotton-based material. So we are replacing the synthetic meltblown and we are using cotton-based material. That too, we are minimizing the cost of the raw material because we are using a specific type of cotton which do not find plenty of use in the regular fiber to fashion commodity sign. So if people want to know more about it, I have given reference to the article. So to investigate the sorption, how this oil, that too, we are not talking about your cooking oil, grandma cooks using the peanut oil or using the corn oil. I'm not talking about that. We are talking about the crude oil. So that's what it is. And we have chosen very specific cotton. This year, if you know, Texas is one of the world's largest cotton producing region in the world, and Texas Tech is a leading university. Many Turkish friends would know Texas Tech is the leading university working on cotton because we are centrally located in a continuous cotton patch, 100 square miles of continuous cotton production, non-stop cotton production. So, and cotton is a natural material, so it is heavily dependent on water and environment. This year, it is a severe drought. When you have severe drought, the planting season is May in United States. It's just a perennial, it's just an annual crop. So it's for 3 months. So if you don't get rain in spring, we didn't get rain in spring. Only yesterday we had some drizzle here. So it's going to be a drought. When it is going to be a drought, cotton will not mature. If cotton will not mature, it is not going to find friendliness, acceptance in the cotton sector. So that type of cotton is known as low microner cotton. That is more immature cotton. So we are using a low microner or immature cotton. And this is one of the first results to show that there are also positive value-added applications, whereas low-mature cotton doesn't find that much good use in a regular denim making, in a regular fashion industry, whereas low-microner cotton can find advanced application. What I said, we are trying to target advanced application, at the same time trying to use the sustainable material. Of course, cotton is a sustainable material. And then if you are able to reduce the cost of the raw material, we are using discounted cotton because low microner cotton is an immature cotton. So textile industry will only pay less for it. So that is the thing. So for 20 years, if you take the analysis, 20% of cotton produced in Texas fall under low microner cotton. For the in the interest of time, I'm not dwelling in detail. You can see 20% of cotton falls into the category of low microner or discount cotton. So we are using this. We are using a Texas crude oil, and the details are given even. And then I'm going to show how this cotton, normally when we know cotton, we are very much aware of the tissue or cotton, Turkish towel. Of course, it's a Turkey towel we all use for bathing. So when we are using the Turkish towel, it absorbs water. But our interest is to take a sustainable material which will not absorb water, but it will absorb oil. So oil and water are totally North Pole, South Pole. They don't talk to each other. They don't like each other. Okay, there's a phase separation. So what is the situation? Normally people are used to absorbent cotton, which will sink in water because normal cotton absorbs water. So it will sink. Whereas if it absorbs normal cotton, the cotton what we are looking should not absorb water. It should separate oil and water. That is what we are going to show. And I hope this video works. You can see on one side we have an absorbed water. It sinks because it cotton. That is a low microner cotton. Microner cotton will not sink. That is what we need because the oil comes on the surface of the ocean because of its density. So the material which we are putting to absorb should not sink. That I have proven. Now I have to establish one factor I proved, that if you take a low microner cotton, it is not going to absorb water. That is what we needed. And then it should only absorb oil. Now I have to prove results showing that it will not sink, which I have shown you by demo, but it will only absorb oil. That's what I'm going to do. And this is the method we did. Again, I'm trying to use some video. So this is a typical non-absorbent cotton. So this is a typical non-absorbent non-water absorbent cotton. And then we take a handful of that cotton, which is based on ASTM method, and then we measure the weight of the cotton and then put it in oil. When you put it in oil, I'll show you the demonstration. When you put it in the oil, what did I say? This should not sink, but it should simply float. Just kindly watch the video. You will see this. Instantaneously, it will soak up oil. you can see that it is not sinking. It instantaneously soaks up the oil and it will hold up to 30 to 50 grams. Each gram of cotton will hold anywhere from 30 to 50 grams. That is, it will hold 30 to 50 times of its weight. So I'm going to show you results. We have proven this and I'm going to show you. So I have taken different types of cotton. So the lower the number, the more immature it is. So 3.1 is a immature cotton, that is discounted cotton, and 4.4, 4.5, 4.6 are those regular cotton which are loved very much by the textile industry. 3.4 and above are good cotton, particularly in the range of 4.3 to 4.4, and that is the cotton. So I need to show you that 3.1 absorbs more crude oil compared to 4.6, whereas 4.4, 4.5, 4.6 are perfectly mature cotton, which the textile industry uses. The textile industry is not favorable to any cotton less than 3.4. So for us, we need to show that 3.1 is good because 3.1, any cotton is sustainable. 3.1 is less. Even if you are able to save a penny in cotton, textile industry will make jackpot now. Okay, so that's what it is. You can see this. So the immaturity ratio is more. I showed you 3.1. 3.1 has high immaturity. When it is highly immature, what happens? The cotton will not take dye. If the cotton doesn't take color, fashion industry won't like it. Whereas the immaturity content of a regular cotton is not that much compared to 3.1, 3.2. So that I have proven. So this is a typical example. I have put this in the American Chemical Society Journal. You are welcome to see. And I now have to show you that 3.1 immature cotton performs better in absorbing the oil compared to 4.1. That you can clearly see that each gram of 3.1 cotton absorbs about 36 grams. That is 1:36. Whereas 4.6, 4.1 will only absorb 10 gram less. Imagine 10 gram is big time in terms of oil absorption. So this pattern is clearly, when the cotton is immature, it may not be suited for the regular fiber to fashion textile industry, whereas these can find advanced application. So our lab was the first one to show that cotton can go beyond fiber to fashion supply chain and find application which will protect environment. Of course, it is protecting environment because first and foremost, it is absorbing the spill of the oil. And if you are not absorbing the spill of the oil using sustainable material, it is going to lead to secondary contamination. If you are using a synthetic material, it will absorb the oil, no doubt about it. But it is going to leave microplastic pollution in the oceans. This microplastic pollution concept was not there a decade ago. So that's why the industry was not focusing attention. But this is coming into play now. Microplastic pollution, protecting environment, and saving human lives. So this is what happens now. Higher the maturity, the absorption is less. You can see this. When the maturity ratio is, when the fineness of the cotton, it's opposite. When this is regarding the surface area, I'll go to the next slide showing this is the result. So what is the result? So why this higher mature, the absorption is less? Because 4.1, 4.2, 4.5, all those cottons absorb less, 10 gram less. Lower the maturity or higher the immaturity, the absorption is more, 10 grams more. What is the mechanism? So we used environmental scanning microscope, and one of the first images on real crude oil. There are a lot of work done on synthetic oil, motor oil, and cooking oil, kitchen oil. That's all fine. But crude oil, real crude oil, what happens first? The mechanism is adsorption. So the cotton gets absorbed onto the surface and it forms a film. And since low microner cotton are immature, they are much finer. When they are much finer, the surface area is more, so they are able to adsorb, Adam David, AD, adsorb more. While they are adsorbing more because of high surface area, these low microner or immature cotton are relatively porous compared to mature cotton, because if in case of mature cotton, you have more cellulose deposition. So in terms of immature cotton, the cellulose deposition is less. So not only it is adsorbing on the surface, it is spreading on the surface, it also goes into individual fiber. That is very important. And the cotton swells, and cotton serves as a dam. Cotton serves as a reservoir to hold the oil. That you can see. The cotton is a ribbon structure. It swells, it absorbs the oil, it holds, and you can see beautiful bulb. So adsorption and absorption, that is what it is happening. And we have proven not only in terms of crude oil. Of course, when you are proving it with a tough substance, then others should be a jackpot. That's what we are getting it. And this work became internationally cited work, and a lot of major magazines such as Economist from London, Guardian from London, American Chemical Society, they all made podcasts on this. So are these results repeatable? So I told you that we proved with the crude oil can be repeated. Then what we did, we used the ASTM standard, which asks for a motor oil. So we did it with motor oil. And again, in terms of motor oil, the gift odds keeps on giving, more the merrier. What we said in terms of crude oil, each gram of cotton, low microner cotton, absorbs 30 times its weight, 1:30. Whereas if you take the same cotton, 3.1 something, it is able to absorb 50 times. So you take a 1 gram of cotton, it will absorb 50 grams. That's again blessing. So this is what we proved. And again, we can show that there is a direct correlation between immaturity and absorption. So when the maturity depends, if your immaturity content is more, the absorption is more. Again, the same phenomena. So we repeated this using the motor oil, which is easy to handle compared to crude oil. Again, the same mechanism. You can see beautiful adsorption and spreading, formation of film. By the time it spreads, individual cotton absorbs, and you can see much better blooming, beautiful blooming spherical images. And this is the reason I told you this one thing like a cow's foot is basically, this is the immature cotton. There is no cellulose deposition. When there is no cellulose deposition, cotton is thinner, cotton is fiber. So you are able to pack more fibers in a given volume. Whereas in the right-hand side, which may be left to you, you can see fine mature cotton with lot of cellulose deposition. That is very important for dye deposition, for dyeing. Whereas for our application, we need immature cotton where the cellulose deposition is less, so that you can pack more fibers in a given area as against regular fiber. Okay, so this is the results, and you can see the same pattern. No matter what type of oil you use, no matter which year cotton you are taking, we have done that with repeated years of cotton. And if the drought situation is more, immature cotton will be more, low microner cotton will be more. When low microner cotton is more, economy will suffer. So this is the results we got, and we have proven this. So if you take a crude oil, the absorption by a low microner or a discounted cotton is 30 times. But if you take other oils, right, it is about 50 grams. So I'm going to show you now. I'm going to show you a demonstration, and that will make the case more interesting. So this is a typical motor oil, okay? And then I'm showing in front of you so that you will believe what I say, and then assume that this is a ocean bed, okay?
Professor Ramkumar,
yes.
Now we couldn't see your screen. Can you again share the screen, please?
No, I'm showing the demonstration. Are you seeing the demonstration?
No, we couldn't.
Why is that? Are you seeing now?
No, 1 minute.
Maybe you should see me.
Yeah, we are seeing you, but on another screen. Now we are making it the main screen.
Yeah, see in the main screen, because people want to see the video. Are you seeing me?
Okay, we are seeing.
Okay, so I'm going to do the demonstration. Give me 5 minutes, because this is very important. So this is a typical motor oil. And assume that, are you seeing dorsal? This is the typical motor oil, and this is, imagine that this is, are you seeing now? And imagine that this is a ocean, clear water ocean. Are you seeing now?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
yes, we are.
This is good. Now, this is the oil, motor oil.
Okay.
And then this is the, assume water. That this is the ocean bed with water.
Okay.
Now, I am pouring oil.
Okay.
This.
Yeah,
and then because of density, oil will float on the top. Oil will not sink. So I am taking an ordinary paper, which is nothing but a cellulose material. Because this cellulose material will absorb water, it will sink. That is not what we needed. You can see that it is sinking quickly.
Okay.
Whereas I'm pouring more oil, and then I'm taking a cotton, which I told you, low microner cotton. You can see it is not bleached cotton, so it is dull in color. Okay, in front of your eyes, I'm showing this. I have shown the signs, adsorption, absorption, and data. Now I'm going to show you how it works in a real time. What was the topic? Is sustainable advanced products. This is cotton in front of you. Okay, I'm putting it, no magic. I'm even shaking. Whereas you see, it is not sinking.
Okay.
And then I'm taking it. Look, it will drip water. You can see the oil.
Yeah.
And you can see the other side, it is dry. Only one side it picks oil, and you can see there is no oil here, mostly gone. This will not be the situation in ordinary cotton. I can use the same thing, put it again.
One more time.
Still not sinking. You can see totally removed. Water will drip, only oil will stay. You can see the color of the oil. Other side is more or less dry. You can see no water has penetrated, only oil. You can see that.
Okay.
Oil is not dripping, only water drips. And you can see how clear the water is. See? Still, I folded it. So, and if you make it heavy, technically its gravity is more, so it should sink. Still not sinking.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor. Very nice presentation, demonstration.
And I also publish a newsletter, which I will show you. And if anybody is interested, I write a lot of snippets, what is going on around the world. It's called Tech Snips. If anybody is interested to get this, please email to me as s.ramkumar@ttu.edu, and I will be happy to include you in that distribution list.
I'm sure they will. Thank you so much. Your informative and fruitful speech, Professor. Thank you so much. Let me ask the audience, is there any question? No, on the online side, do we have any question? I think no. Thank you so much, Professor.
Thanks a bunch. Thank you for hosting me, and my special thanks to the organizers, and good luck.
Thank you. Can we see here? You can see our certificate of appreciation. Thank you so much for your informative presentation, Dr. Professor.
Thank you.
Okay.